Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. Coming up tonight, the spring season hits the home stretch, with all eyes looking ahead to the postseason. Plus, we go one-on-one with the commissioner of the IHSAA in an exclusive conversation. And meet the Center Grove standout, looking to lead the Trojans baseball team to a state title.
I feel like I can do everything, so just knowing that and being confident in my ability makes me play better.
It's the season finale of the Zone Extra, and it starts now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you, and welcome to the season finale of the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a busy time on the high school sports calendar. Hey, coming up tonight on the show, we go one-on-one with the commissioner. Our Angela Morian has an exclusive conversation with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. Plus, he's a standout junior for a Center Grove baseball team that has state championship goals when issued to the Trojans gaining grant. And we bring you a special story of Indianapolis high school athletes becoming published authors. Now, let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last Friday in baseball, it was Noblesville hosting HSC in a Hoosier Crossroads clash. Top of the first here, Royals look good here. Michael Hogue sends that one to the gap in right center. A two-run triple, and HSC jumps out early to a 3-0 lead. Meanwhile, move ahead here to the 6th now. Millers, they're down 10-4, but trying to rally. Tanner Miller here, a swing and a drive deep to left. That's gone for a 3-run homer. Noblesville is down just by 3 at that point. Game tied, the bottom of the 7th now. Miller at the plate again, singles to right and walks it off. Noblesville wins a thriller. My goodness, what a game. 11-10 is the final in that matchup there between Noblesville and HSC. Okay, so here's a look at the top 5 in this week's Class 4A baseball coaches poll. Number 1, Penn. Number 2, Center Grove there. Number 3, Fishers. You got Homestead, number 4, and then you got Crown Point. Rounding out the top 5 there in the baseball coaches 4A class rankings right there. Okay, in softball, the end of the regular season is quickly approaching as the regular season comes to a close next week, with sectionals getting underway on May the 26th. On the diamond last Friday, Mooresville went on the road to face off against Carmel. Pioneers down a run in the 5th, but not anymore. Sierra Kramer sends that one deep to center. It goes to the wall, and 3-run score on the triple. Mooresville takes a 4-2 lead. This game goes extra innings, folks. In the 8th, you got Olivia Turner gets it by the third baseman and down the left field line. That's an RBI double to give Mooresville the lead again, and they go on to win. Final score was 6-4. They get the victory. Congratulations there to Mooresville, getting the win there against Carmel, 6-4. Okay, so we got a quick break coming your way now, but we have much more on the Zone Extra coming up tonight. Glad you're hanging out with us. Coming up, our Angela Morian. Yep, she sits down with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig for an exclusive one-on-one conversation. You do not want to miss that. And still ahead, he's a Tennessee commit looking to lead Center Grove to a baseball title. Meet Trojans Junior getting grant. That's next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
We are back here on the Zone Extra. A lot has happened since the start of the 2024-25 high school sports season. As the end of the school year approaches, our Angela Morian had the chance to connect with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig for a wide-ranging one-on-one conversation.
Thanks, AC. IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig here with me now after an exciting packed full year of high school sports, like it always is, Paul. It's always so exciting being around high school sports in Indiana. What was your most memorable moment from this season so far?
Oh my, it's just so many. It takes a little bit to go back and think about the fall. But, we had an incredible football tournament. We had a lot of, one thing that's really, I guess, most exciting for me as I walk through this tournament is anytime we have a team that's made it to the state finals for the first time, or maybe they've been absent for years and they come back and make it for the first time. And we've had a lot of that this year. And so that always brings just another level of excitement to the tournament. And a lot of time those teams are very community-based. They're schools that have been around a long time, and they're that high school is the pride of that community. And those kids have an opportunity to put that uniform on during their short time in high school and support their community supports them. And I think that is what is most exciting for me as we walk through every sports season, but this one certainly is unique because we've had quite a few first-time attendees.
That was especially true for girls basketball.
Yes.
I remember being a part of that tournament and just seeing how much the community came out to support those teams. Having that basketball tournament, girls and boys specifically, in the month of March at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, with everything going on, Big Ten, NCAA tournament, how cool was that just to be a part of the madness this year?
It was certainly a month of basketball. I think I don't remember the exact number of games, but the number of games that were played in this town around the NCAA tournament and conference tournaments, and then the Indiana High School Athletic Association was just phenomenal, and it just really solidified Indianapolis, Indiana, and the state of Indiana as a mecca for amateur athletics, with the college and the high school scene. And it's kind of a crossroads of America where sport comes to play. And every time you hear a story or the work that you guys do, one of the things that always sticks out is what a special place Indiana is and the way that Indiana supports their athletics across the board.
Set to be an even bigger March
That's
next
right.
year, too. Well, moving on to some changes coming up. One of the biggest things you guys passed last month was the new transfer rule.
Yeah.
How will that impact high school athletics here in Indiana as we move forward?
Well, I think for some, the change needed to happen a while ago. And I think others have said the rules aren't strong enough, or, and so, but what they're all worried about is, first of all, providing opportunity to grow up and participate in an education-based athletic system. But they also worry about their community. And, this new transfer rule does have the potential for some abuse, and certainly we're going to have to watch that as we move forward into the next year. And if we start seeing, especially in metropolitan areas, super teams come together, that could really affect the balance of power. And the one thing we never want to do is take the dream away. And when you take the dream away, that you go to work in your gym with your coaches with a goal of getting better, and you do that every day. And when you're up against teams that may be the 5 or 6 or 8 best seniors, that could look different, but we don't know that. We're going to have to wait and see. I do think community is still going to matter the most, and people, I don't think it's going to be I don't think that it will be as big, or the marked change or will be as big as people think it is going to be, but time will tell.
We'll have to keep an eye on that.
We will.
We'll also have a new sport coming in with the sanctioning of, or at least emerging sport, of girls flag football. The Colts have been instrumental in starting this up in our community, and one of the premier NFL teams helping grow the sports engagement throughout the country. How has the Colts' involvement helped you guys bring this to life here in Indiana? Well,
the Colts have been everything, but they've been everything to high school sports in Indiana, much more than just girls flag football. They're one of the few franchises, if not the only franchise, that supports the high school athletic scene like the Colts. Nobody else does that. The IHSAA family and their team there really care about high school sports in the state of Indiana, but they've been instrumental in the growth of girls flag football. And the one thing we love about it is anytime we provide an opportunity for students to grow up in an education-based athletic system, and the lessons they can learn through that system will carry them through the rest of their life. And we know in girls flag football that a majority of girls that play do not currently play another sport. It's another opportunity for kids that may not have had an opportunity before. And so, again, we're here today because of the great work the IHSAA family and the team at the Colts have done. And we're happy to be part of this. I know they are also.
The emerging sports pathway has been big for the IHSAA. I believe boys volleyball also went through that, now an officially sanctioned sport this year. How proud are you of that pathway and direction to expand at high school athletics?
Well, student athletes' interests change over time, and we were very, I just saw the other day where one of the last sports we brought on was boys and girls soccer, and then well, we had our unified programming too, but to have a mechanism now where we have ability for schools to make emerging status, and then ultimately when they get to 100 schools in the state can be recognized and we'll offer a state championship in that sport, is something that I'm very proud of. And it wasn't going to happen the way the rules were, and so we made the appropriate change, and now we have boys volleyball, and we just had phenomenal this winter girls wrestling, first tournament ever. We had over 2,000 girls in the state of Indiana that wrestled this past year.
There's a new formula for classifying 4A teams as well.
Yeah.
How does that change the outlook moving forward?
Well, we're still walking through the first year of that. We've been through the fall and we've been through the winter. And, you know, Indiana, the schools, and we're an organization that is subservient to the education policy of the state of Indiana. And schools have gotten large, you know, and we have schools in Indiana that are approaching 5,000. Are slightly there over. And the difference in the number of available student athletes in a school has continued to get greater and greater. But I don't think we can lose the fact why understandable that enrollment is a factor on classifying schools. The bottom line is nowhere else in life do you get a break applying for a scholarship or a job or anything else just because you went to a small school. So we have to teach our kids to compete. And so I think the change was needed just because of the variation in the numbers of students in schools. But again, we'll assess that more this summer as we get through the spring.
There's a lot of things that people are still talking about, potential changes coming, a shot clock maybe in basketball or seeding in the tournaments. What's the biggest thing on the agenda to look for moving forward?
Well, I think those are always proposals. Now, the proposals such as the shot clock will come from the Basketball Coaches Association. And that, when we polled that, it's around 50%. 50% of the coaches want it, 50% don't. You know, that's a big one. But, you know, we're ready. The worst thing we can do is sit there and say everything is good enough. We have to be able to address the ever-changing environment around sport, but still protect an education-first athletic system.
Well, as we wind down the interview and the season, we got to know, Paul, what do you like to do in the off season when you finally get to rest?
Well, it's about family. You know, I spend a lot of time in this job. A lot of time is away from my family as they live in Evansville, Indiana. And so in the month of July, we take a family vacation with all the cousins and my brother and sister and their families. And I really look forward to that week because it's a chance to kind of to wind down, spend some time with family. And you know, this high school athletic program across the state is also my family. But I've got to give a little time to my other family also.
I'm sure many debates about the shot clock in both family circles, right? The IHSAA one and the Neidig one.
That's right.
Paul, thank you so much for all of your time. We're excited for another full year of high school sports here in Indiana, full of excitement and new champions to be crowned.
We'll be back again next fall.
We love it. Thanks, Paul.
All right, thank you so much. Always love hearing from the commissioner. Okay, we're going to take another break. Coming up next, though, Center Grove gears up for the state tournament coming up later this month. We introduce you to the Trojan standout, Gannon Grant. That's on the way. And still ahead, high school athletes becoming published authors. A special story you don't want to miss coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Okay, we're back. Every year there's plenty of talent all over Central Indiana Baseball Diamonds. At Center Grove, one of the state's top players is already committed to the nation's best college team. Angela Morian has more.
I mean, he's a one-of-a-kind talent. He's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he brings energy. He's a leader, and I mean, if, like on the mound, if we're stuck in a jam, just start Gannon in, he'll get us out of it.
Center Grove's Gannon Grant does it all. Brings in runs, closes out games, even turns double plays with his brother. A trifecta on full display in the season-opening win against Noblesville.
Not too many times does it happen that way where he did almost everything that you can do in a game. So for him to be able to do that against one of the top teams in the state was pretty special to watch.
I mean, I think I'm just different than everybody. To be honest with you, I feel like I can do everything. So just knowing that and being confident in my ability makes me play better.
Well, how much do you look up to him?
Every day. I mean, everything he does, I just want to be around him and his friends all the time. I mean, I try to copy his swag a little bit, like his drip. If he's wearing arm sleeve, I'm probably wearing arm sleeve. Whatever he's doing that day.
Exceptional athleticism is in Grant's blood. His father played in the Boston Red Sox organization. His mother, a college basketball player. Now he's building his own legacy right here in Indiana.
I just look up to him so much, so I'm just grateful that he's my dad. You know, he played, has experience, taught me everything on the mound and hitting.
Grant might just be a junior, but he already knows where he's going to play college ball. That's with the defending College World Series champs, the Tennessee Volunteers. Only if he doesn't go pro right out of high school. All that takes a backseat, though, to the more immediate goal, getting the Trojans their first state title.
Go into sectional, go regional, don't go ahead and talk about state. Like, obviously we want to do that, but don't get ahead of ourselves and take it day by day and see what happens.
Anybody who wants to make a run and has goals like we do is going to have somebody like him, or two or three. A 4A state championship's not won with one person. He definitely helps. Having somebody like him definitely helps.
A victory at Victory Field, the ultimate goal for Grant. Angela Morian, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
Okay, time for a break. More coming your way on the Zone Extra tonight, from student athletes to published authors. A special story you don't want to miss. Thanks.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Okay, we're back here on the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. High school athletes are now published authors. It's all thanks to a program taught by a former IPS football player himself. News 8's Kyla Russell has more.
From touchdowns to turning pages, you can now order IPS football players' books off of Amazon. What do you have in your hands?
This is my book.
That's a line 16 football players from across the Circle City are saying for the first time. My book, each paperback filled with a story, written with the helmet in hand before football practice.
Some of them talking about their lives, different situations in which they've either overcome adversity or want to inspire other people.
Crispus Attucks Jr. Corshawn Sarton's book details the violence and alcoholism he's seen growing up.
My dad had a drinking problem, and it caused a disease, and he ended up dying. And so he really never got to see me play football.
Corshawn was hesitant to share something so personal, but he saw it as his chance to pen a different life story for himself. A story that may start with him, but shouldn't end with him.
Adversity, I've been through a lot of adversity throughout my life, so this book is going to motivate kids to never stop chasing their dreams, basically.
That same spirit is what inspired local author and advocate Tevin Studdard to start the program over the summer. Tevin himself played football for Crispus Attucks.
It's crazy, like my parents walk these halls, now I'm making authors in these halls.
He hopes his players take with them more than just words on a page.
All right, we're more than football. Like, yes, we do football, yes, we're good at it, great athletes, but we want to set these kids up for life after sports.
Tech senior Kirtland Moore plans to do just that.
I love writing. It's a getaway. I write every day. So it felt good to put something on paper and have a great person like Mr. Tevin Studdard help me get this published.
And writing isn't the only life skill the players are walking away with. Chase Bank even got involved. Tevin says the bank plans to set up each player with accounts of their own to manage the money they make from sales.
Just anything to keep the kids involved and out of the streets and away from violence.
Tevin tells me he hopes this program will continue for years to come. Reporting here in Indianapolis, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV. WishTV.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Oh, what a great story. Folks, thank you so much for watching the Zone Extra all year long. We'll see you coming up in August.